Yeah, I think it really depends group by group. I would say, some groups are probably more quiet and other groups are probably a lot more busy. So it would depend group to group. Again, it would also really depend on like the virus, impact of the virus, how long it lasts. Because that obviously affects companies' strategic activity. I think right now it's a little bit too early to tell, but regardless, there's going to be work to do. Like there's always going to be materials that you can present to clients, advice you can give to clients. At the end of the day, we are like a client-facing industry. So as much value as we can provide to clients and providing them insights on the markets, industries, and their company, to that extent, that would be very valuable. So there's going to be work to do. It may be different depending on the space you're in. If you work in oil and gas, it's probably a lot different than if you work in, I don't know, like internet, but there's going to be work.
Yeah, there are a couple different things that I've noticed in my daily life. I would say, so education, I was on one deal that's currently paused, but everyone is expecting, or a lot of people are expecting kind of a U-shaped recovery. So that means this is going to kind of hit a lull for a bit and then ramp up pretty quickly as this thing kind of passes. So I think, for that deal in particular, right now it's on a pause, but we're expecting in a couple weeks, maybe a month or two's time, it's going to pick back up and we'll be right back where we left off. The transportation group that I'm in right now, I just got staffed personally on 3 deals in the last 2 weeks. It's extremely hectic and very, very, very busy because it's even within transportation, it's kind of tough to say if it'll be busy or not, but these companies just happen to serve end markets that are more consumer staples focused and pharmaceuticals focused, which is obviously going very, it has a lot of demand. Both of those end markets have a lot of demand right now, so those companies want to sell now. So it definitely depends on your group for sure. I've actually found myself a lot more busy right now than I had been pre-coronavirus. But also Stifel and I think a lot of banks are also doing a lot more marketing to get out in front of clients. For us, we have a lot of research or a lot of phone calls about COVID-19 hosted by our research analysts in different sectors and stuff like that. So we spend some of our time also pushing out marketing materials to our different clients and to our different distribution lists for like transportation, logistics, or infrastructure, or whatever it is. So there's also a lot more of that focus on making sure that our name is in front of clients. I'm sure all the other banks are doing this as well, and making sure that clients know that we're there for them and that we're providing valuable advice in this really volatile, kind of uncertain, scary period for them. And so that's also becoming, like, marketing has become a lot more of a focus right now, which is kind of something that you wouldn't really think about.
One thing I will add, first of all, obviously it's a humanitarian crisis as well, which we all understand the magnitude of, et cetera. From a different perspective, like I joined Goldman after a little bit after the last financial crisis, and in terms of just in terms of the amount of learning that I was very fortunate to work on. We won't get into all this, but like some of the biggest deals that came out of the crisis. So just knowing that there is a light on the end of the tunnel from a work side, but also, businesses have to reinvent themselves, kind of become better or they will fail, right? So I think there's that strategic emphasis. And also as bankers, you're advising businesses that are doing well as well as businesses that aren't doing so well. So that's the challenging, like intellectual challenge of this job, in that it is constantly a cycle of different types of work environment. And the third thing is obviously on the private equity side, investors we're all sitting on a lot of kind of deployable capital. So you will see activity, I think, when it rebounds, to a degree, kind of come in from these different angles, from strategic side, from a restructuring side, as well as from buy side, private equity side. So I'll just kind of make that market comment.